Liquid versus Entity. Sort of a, well, maybe not a surprising last pick at all, really. Tiny, now hot here at the moment. Maybe more surprising that he gets through, but you got to imagine, right? Liquid, they probably saw this coming and they said, you know what, we don't care. You can take the Tiny if you want to. The question is, who had the best idea with the draft with that? Do you think this Tiny last pick's going to be great for Entity? Or do you think Liquid, they're prepared and they've got it sorted?
Well, I think we're seeing two philosophies of Dota right now, which is, we've seen, you know, even in the Division 2 today, the idea of the team that's more defensive, that can get the items more reliably, they often scale to the point where they just overwhelm their opponent. And then I think Entity, on the other hand, they've got the lineup which is a little bit more, they need the early blink of the Sand King, the combinations of Invoker Tiny together to overwhelm Liquid. So it is really, like, I'm looking at this game as like offense versus defense. I think that's maybe an overgeneralization, but I think Entity will be happy that they have a hero that fits their playstyle. Like, think about the bans. I think, what was it? Second phase bans. They're like Razor, Bloodseeker, Husker. Even the first phase was like Pugna, Spirit Breaker here that we haven't seen. Like, Liquid really respected the aggression of what Entity brings. So I think both teams will be happy with just the style of draft that they have right now, and it's going to be on the more nuanced things. Get the earlier leads.
The battle begins.
See what we got going on here. Bounty runes. Just going to be 2 apiece. And this game, this match, looks like the lane setup is not going to be anything too surprising here. Safe lane and sticking to their lanes. Mid matchup, you know, as talked about in the panels, do you still feel early game you expect Kunkka to have the edge?
Yeah, no, for sure. I kind of favor Kunkka in this matchup. Invoker is very good at holding his own against most matchups, but Kunkka with the Tidebringer, there's a little bit more of an offset on that matchup there. But I fully expect Stormstormer to still find the farm and to be able to keep up. It's not going to be some, wow, look at the Kunkka, he's crushed mid lane. That is why Invoker is so popular picked as well.
Radiant's
so hard to beat.
Has been killed.
Early courier kill as well.
And with these lane setups, I mean, everyone's tempted onto iNSaNiA here.
He's got to be careful.
He may just be dead. What's he got? He's got a Fairy Fire. That's all he has. It's going to be enough there. Couldn't quite get the damage done. He was tangoing up and he had a salve at the ready, so iNSaNiA will be fine. I mean, how easy of a lane is this for Matu to farm into? Does it start getting nasty against the Sky and the Sand King? Oh, bottom lane. All right, Fishman.
Just walked him down.
Yeah, he's just able to run down Zion to take him out there.
That's an oofless Abaddon.
Yeah, just the right clicks alone. Zai falling too low and Fishman finishes the job.
But no, go back to your question about top lane. It's the... If iNSaNiA tanks up every spell combo of Sky, Matu should be able to farm quite nicely. But if there's a moment where you get to jump the Medusa, it could be quite difficult. I love this from Fishman.
Yeah, he's been a right nuisance here for Zai. It's the level 2 and he's able to just keep Zai pushed away from the creep wave. Crystallis was positioned as well, making sure that Liquid don't have an easy time getting to the creeps meeting up down there.
But it's just the small things. You know, a lot of Abaddon players, they think about getting Orb of Venom early on in the hope to, you know, run down their opponents down the lane. But he started Stick. He's against Mars and Keeper of Light. A lot of spam coming out. So it allows him to play like this very confidently.
Yeah. And with this boots out, you know, Zai's going to be chased down. In fact, with the stacks putting up, is Zai going to be okay here? I mean, Fishman really getting the damage in. Okay, we'll respect the blast from boxi. I mean, he's just going to be happy as it is, just getting that much damage done to Zion. Really keeping Zion on his edge here.
I won't lie, I feel like he probably could have gone for it, but it's just one of those things where he's already crushing the lane.
Yeah, he's chilling down here, Fishman. He loves it. Again, you know, Zion, boxi are not having fun with this Abaddon.
What's this? It's 5 CS to the 13 with 5 denies and Tiny. Yeah, this is not so good. Who would have thought that an Abaddon just running at the Keeper of Light was the greatest counter of the game so far?
Looking over at the mid, sort of expected CS results here, 18 for 7. miCKe against the 11 and 2 Stormstormer. Kunkka matchup playing out as you'd imagine.
The nice thing as well for Kunkka here is, once he gets to 6, he shouldn't really be dying as well. Like, normally Sky, the impact of this hero is you punish the supports in top lane. If it carries out position, maybe you get a kill. But then it's the allow Sky to rotate to mid, start getting some kills. And with a hero like Kunkka, with, you know, some braces, maybe the Helm of Iron Wall if he goes for Armlet, it'll be a little bit more difficult for Sky to be active on the map. And I'm going to be looking towards how he's going to sort of enter the game. Is it just by bullying top lane the entire time?
And of course, with the way that the bottom lane's been going, you know, whilst I hasn't been picking up the CS, boxi's at least making up for that. You know, is he boxi? There was 16 CS for him down here right now. So Cottle's certainly getting some farm. And Fishman just continue to make sure that they're not able to get those pulls and get the balance of the creep wave that they want to. And again, just being able to outmaneuver them with those boots running around and making it very difficult for Liquid to chase him out.
Me. Nah, he's fine. No, like, the thing with Keeper of Light is, in position 4, he's a very strong hero at bullying, but the amount of creeps he takes from the lane through his aggression can also really hinder some of the offlaners. But SANking, Mars, they're offlane heroes that kind of like transitioning from like 3 into like the 3.5 role, more of a supporting style of offlane. So that's why I like seeing these pairings. Oh, he walked left, not right, mate. 50-50.
Nice try with the Sunstrike, Stormstormer. Not quite getting the movement correct, but good attempt. See Tobi in a bit of trouble, Matu. He's actually going to turn his attention over towards Kataomi, both of them playing on incredibly low HP top lane entity.
At least they got a south for Tobi, so he can poke his head back into lane.
We'll see mid lane, miCKe actually able to make the move there, hits the 6, and the combo will take out Stormstormer in the 1v1. Big solo kill for miCKe.
And it also started with the boat. This was, it was a boat into turret, not the other way around, so just, yeah. Invoker just getting a little bit caught off guard by the level 6. He is crushing mid lane.
Yeah, we'll see this on the replay.
That was the tail end of it, yeah, nice little torrent to finish him off. Beautiful stuff. Yeah, miCKe just great start. And Kunkka, he is the type of hero that, with a good start to the game, he can be active. Like, he doesn't have to think backwards towards the jungle. You know, phase boots, a bracer or two, couple points in X, he can be pivoting to the side lanes, allowing heroes like Mars or Keeper Light to get their damage out.
Now. Your admiral is on board.
But that's also an aggressive style. Like, when you look at Liquid's lineup, they happily could fortify themselves, survive laning phase, and then just park the Kunkka in one lane, the Mars in another, the Keeper Light as well. But suddenly Medusa's behind farming the jungle, Bane breaking smokes. They're set for like 20 minutes of AFK farm if they wanted to. Like, this is where Entity, they need to try and find a window to get out of laning phase, to break into Liquid and to not allow them to get into that kind of fortified position of just skipping waves. That's what Liquid's draft is going to be excelling at.
Denied.
I mean, miCKe, and he keeps kind of...
He's teasing it, isn't he?
He is, he's teasing for the combo. And on his own, probably not likely to take down Stormstormer 100-0, but very much causing, you know, Entity having to keep their eyes on the mid lane, make sure that they're ready with TPs if necessary.
Yeah, you can see Entity as well. Like, I mentioned the idea of offense v defense, sorry. The itemization isn't reflecting that. Like Invoker, he's going for an Exalt build and then the Midas. He's looking for the later portion, the Axe Cataclysm with the SANking. SANking's going for Vanguard, then the Blink after. We're not seeing them accelerate their heroes to have a 10-12 minute timing in the hope to break down the map. They might play like that, but they are very much itemizing to ensure they're not only playing for one style of Dota. That we've seen teams, you know, under quite a lot in recent time.
And do you know sort of how much pressure is on Entity this game? Is it one where you do look at the threat of the Deucer in the late game and say, if you're Entity, you don't want to let it get to that stage?
I think the pressure is, it's kind of there, but I see windows where Entity with, let's say like Shadowblade, Echo Saber, and Tiny running into only a Manta Medusa. It's a great time to try and take a fight, right? So I see many windows where Entity's lineup will be super explosive in the face of Liquid and punishing them. But then, you know, fast forward an extra 20 minutes on top of that, sure, they jump a Medusa, they can't kill her off, their damage does dwindle. I can see that issue as well, but in the first 35 minutes, 40 minutes of the game, there's so many combos, little quirky plays for them to make. The interactions between Skye plus SANking on the pickoff, the alacrity on the Tiny for the bigger fights in Siege. So I wouldn't say there's really pressure until we get to, you know, the tier 4-5 neutral item period of the time.
Get the spear on Fishman. With the arcane, he can keep pumping out these shields. They'll drop the arena for him.
That's revenge for the laning phase.
Yeah, they don't want to let him get away.
Oh, boxi, you thief. He just committed arena for it. Look at him. He just yoinked it away with a single right click.
You know, stealing the CS, stealing the kills. You know, Zai just can't get a breakdown here.
Do you think he apologized? Some players are like, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to steal it. They secretly like, that's mine, but...
I'm sure boxi's very happy with himself. I mean, at the end of the day, he's playing a call. This hero does tend to carry a lot of games, so you know, boxi's just already getting ready to play that position.
Little treasures.
Gold from my chest.
Quick trip round and grabbing the bounty runes. Liquid keeping the early game lead here. 2k up. A lot of that, of course, on miCKe, as he is having a very farm start as the Kunkka, getting complete free reign over this mid lane. And not being able to bring anything over to slow down his farming at all.
Yeah, and you see the fact that the Kunkka... Ooh, boxi getting a nice little dance up and down.
Tobi wants to go for the kill opportunity. He certainly does. Burrow strike and an epi. The Sunstrike will miss.
He's got Trank still active, yeah.
Epi damage isn't going to be enough. So won't be getting the kill here. Back over in the mid. The Torrent. See if Matsu's got quite enough damage. Not at this stage. Stormstormer's able to walk it off.
The ganking Medusa. Oh, Fishman, you're only level 4, mate.
He's got X-Mark and Torrent in a second. miCKe, here we go. Same time, Stormstormer was able to take down boxi, so we traded the supports. miCKe adding more money to his fortune here. 5.5k gold on the Kunkka just 10 minutes in.
But no, yeah, the fact that he's rushing the BKB, it's Liquid identifying the fact that they need a hero to soak up these early engagements. I know during the laning phase I mentioned the idea of Armlet, but that is a little bit too greedy with the heroes they have. Kunkka's going to become the hero, standing in front of the towers, enabling the entry to the fight, be it him soaking up the damage or him catching like this. And then the rest of Liquid will be joining in soon after, be it a blink on Mars or a grip from Bane.
So they can take down Tobi. They don't have the boat.
He's got a Vanguard, he should be dead actually.
With a few Tidebringer slaps and the Torrent.
Oh, he's
Ooh, it's a heads up TP.
Oh,
and it will save him.
Yeah. Rather tanky. Buying the Vanguard. Of course, I know people have mentioned it a lot of times. You get to disassemble that, so buying it doesn't feel like too much of a commitment. You still have the ring and then the VIP boost to play around with at the later portion. Most likely, probably a Lotus Orb in the later portion of the game.
All right, we're actually seeing as running Stormstormer with this Midas. He's got a chance of catching up to the farm of miCKe.
No, yeah, this is where Invoker players are in their element. Yeah. If they've defended the tower in the first 10 minutes, and they've still been able to get this Midas, they're perfectly fine. And the reason why he probably went for Exort with confidence, and he didn't kind of half do it, is because Tiny in one lane, Sanking in another. There's always going to be moments and opportunities, be it an Avatos combo or a Burrow Strike into Epicenter that allows him to try and, you know, steal the kill and accelerate his game from the mid lane. Remember, like when I was working with him during Hellbest Smashes, it was pretty much like if there's like Bane Mirana, DK, Sand King, any of these heroes, you get one or two of them in your draft, even the Bane alone, you want to pick the Invoker just for him to play this kind of quick farm game for 15 minutes.
Oh, talking about farm game there, beautiful stacks for Tobi. That will get his Blink Dagger pretty much done. See Liquid looking for the move, good job from Zai. He's able to get the angle, spearing Stormstormer back into the reach of iNSaNiA. As they grip into the boat, take down Invoker, and now can get the push back on in the mid. In fact, miCKe's got his eyes for more. He's looking for Fishman. He'll grab him back into the reach of the spear. Crystallis and Tobi have turned up for the defense, though. They actually burst MATUMBAMAN. MATUMBAMAN taken out underneath the tower. They're going to look for more here. Zai, he's also looking in a lot of trouble. He can't escape this. Or wall spear, doesn't matter. A coil and the tree throw will come in and take him down. As yeah, well, Matu done in a bit of an awkward spot there.
I don't think he had the mana shield.
I don't think he did have the shield on at all. I mean, either way, it was just level 1, but yeah, not a great spot to be dying in.
No, yeah, not at all. That's the type of siege where you're punishing a level 5 Abaddon who's trying to be a frontliner. You're cutting deep, but the fact that they just wrap on in and get him, that is not what Liquid wanted. These are the type of kills that accelerate Entity a bit. You've got a Midas on the Invoker, this Vanguard Sanking. These cheap kills, they're going to buy cheaper items, and suddenly, boof, they're in your face. Got to be very careful if you're Liquid with these sieges.
I don't think we'll see Matu rush to turn up like that anytime soon. He'll stick to the farm, at least get that first major item done, the Manta.
I think all Medusa players are allowed 1 death in a game with no mana shield, and then after that, it's illegal to let that happen again. So Matu, for sure, he's going to be fine now. He's had his 1 death of the game.
No, that definitely was the case last series. We saw with Coma, did indeed just die the once.
Yeah, see?
And outside of that, had a beautiful game.
We'll say that he's getting smoked on right now.
Yeah,
Maybe some
but he
caster
knows,
curse.
Matu's being careful.
Yeah, the mana shield, it's telling him.
Or Kataomi's charging in, getting the vision down. There's a lot of backup here from Liquid. Tobi still wants to go. He's got the easy effect. He's just going to jump straight away with the bow strike burst. Stone strike as well. He's looking for iNSaNiA. We'll take him down with the sandstorm damage. There'll be a response to the boat, as they will make sure that Tobi pays for that very aggressive move, as he wanted that Bane dead.
These are the type of moves that they feel really weird, because from the perspective of Entity, it's okay. It's space, because Invoker's TP top now. You've seen a couple of TPs to the bot side of the map. They thought it was a bigger fight. And I honestly think it's a net win for Entity because of how wide they're able to play now. As long as they don't soak themselves into a weird fight in the bottom corner where Invoker can't join, they will just naturally be getting a little bit more on the map.
Yeah, because I guess as well, when you look at what both teams have, it's not very easy for Liquid to try and force towers, right? You know, first off, they've not got the best ways of sieging, and second of all, you know, Entity, they've got some great team fight to defend the objectives with.
Yeah, Liquid right now, they're... Ooh. It's got the BKB on Kunkka, so it should be able to just walk it off, not panic pressing it. Oh, yeah, exactly that. Liquid, their philosophy is Kunkka has to absorb some damage. He has to enable the fight through key spells being wasted for everyone else to join. Like, a siege is difficult.
And this is a good move. They know that Stormstormer has been getting a lot of space and time up here on his own. And Zai, he'll look to put a stop to it. In with the jump, and iNSaNiA's got the grip back up. There's no escape for Stormstormer. Finally be able to punish him.
You have to punish it. Look at the vision. Yeah, they've got 2 wards there, mate. Like, if they weren't killing him with this type of vision, then yeah, that is... Yeah, it would have been too much for Entity to get on the map, but yeah. I like the fact that they have been able to get there. Just overstaying his welcome a bit. The fact that he TP'd top from the prior aggression, but then stayed there for multiple waves. Often you see heroes, you know, back up a little bit. But that's Entity just trying to get as much as they can from the map. And we're seeing it in regards to the net worth. Even though Liquid has a 2k lead, the 3 cores and Entity are building away from the Mars, right? It's the Kunkka who's had a splendid game, and then the Medusa who naturally will be at the top of the net worth. So nothing too crazy.
They want to try and do something here, Tobi.
He's got mana shield on though.
He's in straight away. And he's also got the Manta. Be able to remove the Ancient Seal and step out, and now maybe have the chance to turn things back over towards the Sand King as they look towards Tobi. Tobi keeps the distance. He's going to be grabbed back by the X-Mark. Good timing on the Burrow Strike. Breaks him a far enough distance away so the Liquid can't continue to move in on him. And now Entity thinking about going straight back in. They still have the epicenter.
But Liquid has Arena, so they still have, you know, one big team fight for one big team fight. See, Entity, they don't want to just barrel into the triangle. They've tried this before. They've already failed this time. It's super hard to invade this area. They're kind of skirting around, hoping to find someone a little bit more greedy. The Kunkka's already X'd. Nice heads up.
Zai.
He went fishing, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He tried to get a grab. Has still got Arena himself. They feel the need to set up a fight. Matu's mana's been topped up. Stone Gaze is now skilled. So Liquid themselves have a very good counter team fight to any jump that Entity attempt to bring. Stormstormer back to his favorite spot on this top lane.
And the most important thing for me now is Entity, they found farm on all 3 cores. They all have a little bit of something, but they have to start finding some kills. They have to cross that river, kill off the Medusa again, and stunt this net worth. The fact that we're looking at MATUMBAMAN, 1 ultimate orb deep into Skadi, already got Manta. We've already seen just now, the Sand King Epi doesn't really threaten MATUMBAMAN. They have to do something right now. Otherwise, this Medusa could be unkillable in about 10 minutes time with Skadi +1. Yeah, Liquid, they're so content farming right now. They're just not crossing this river. They're chilling, hitting the old creeps. They're kind of like teasing Entity a little bit to try and make a play.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Let's see what they can go for next down here.
They keep trying to like move for a play, but it's more like poking. When you look at the net worth of the Abaddon in the sky, this style of play, very passive. These two heroes, they don't passively find gold on the map. They rely on towers falling or getting the cheaper kills. But the fact that it has stagnated, they're just kind of dragging their supports into poverty, I guess, and it's allowing Liquid to keep reliant again, just building a bit more of a lead, finding more items. Oh well, game's over. 51-49.
52-48.
Oh god, that's crazy.
Is at this close point, but without a doubt, yes, the minutes tick by. That advance for Liquid definitely being taken into account here.
Again, this is a triple blink core lineup, by the way. Invoker, Tiny, and iNSaNiA all have gone for second, third item blink dagger.
Yeah, I mean you're absolutely right. It feels like Entity they want to make the moves. They want to get something done with this.
Just feels like they're stuck in the mud right now. They're trying to find like what's our angle of entry. Maybe the TP's bot lane. This is going to be the triple blink reveal.
Yeah, Tobi straight in. They're going to look to get the burst damage done onto iNSaNiA first to start things off, and they're able to do so. Now they'll turn over towards side. Tobi's got the epicenter, good to go. The damage will be done onto the marks. 2 heroes down. Quick reactions from Entity, and yeah, immediate jump there from Tobi. Each and every time is always making sure that iNSaNiA doesn't get to have an impact in the fight.
I feel like Entity, they're biding their time, waiting for that one moment where Liquid stepped up into a kind of like blink dagger range, and then bam, the reveal of...
They were very quick on that.
Yeah, instantly, double combo, killing off the Bane there. Kataomi finally getting entry into the game. They clear off the Mars as well. Liquid, fully aware that all these blink daggers are in the mix, of course. iNSaNiA's had it for some time. Mainly the Tiny reveal is the one I'm hinting at. But that should unlock Entity to go for another smoke to, quicken the pace a little bit more. Because that Medusa, gold be flowing. What are we saying? Are we 2 ultimate orbs? Yeah.
It's close, that Skadi.
That's Skadi.
It's going to be a solid timing for Matu.
That is, wait for it, 3, 2, 1, bam, Skadi. Wait, come on. Scott, there we go. Technically it's complete, but we got to wait for the courier to go on a journey. Probably going to pick up like a clarity and a teleportation. Scroll. Oh no.
He wants it ASAP. I mean, they're already making a move, Liquid. Looks like they want to try and set something up mid.
But now we're going to have the beautiful fight of Entity with initiation versus Liquid with tankiness. Often tank wins. Entity, they're going to need to position well, great vision,
Regeneration.
really find entry. I would maybe even argue play the raid boss style, avoid the Deucer, kill off everyone else, then look to her last.
Absolutely, yeah, because at this stage, with what they have against what Matu's got, it seems almost impossible to be able to jump this Medusa and Burster.
I'd even argue the Kunkka might be unkillable as well. SNY and BKB level 16.
Yeah, he's tanky. I mean, it's already feeling like maybe this with these sort of builds up, Liquid is they themselves, the 22 minutes in, rather early, they could actually look to get aggressive and force these objectives and really sort of test the ability of Entity to hold a defense against them.
But that's the perfect thing, right? It's you see Liquid's positioning. They've waited 20 minutes of farming, and once we see the Skadi, once we see SNY BKB, they've crossed the river as a team of 5. They've actively sought.
Zai, a little bit off with the combo there. Couldn't get the angle, and now he's going to pay for it. Crystallis is in with the jump. That's Zai dead. Now the chase can continue for more Entity. They've got Tobi leading the way straight over the walls. The keeper of the lights. boxi gone as well. Stormstormer, he's not even done. He jumps over. He's got the control onto iNSaNiA with the ice wall. The Phonic Shield helping Stormstormer to continue to push on. That little bit of a whiff there from Zai cost them 3 deaths as Entity immediately make the jump. And just great moves from them there to just turn that 1 kill into 3 with their relentless chase down and into a tier 1 tower on top of it as well. And maybe even a Roshan. That is a quick reaction there from Entity, getting so much out of just a botched initiation there from Liquid.
Liquid had everything to play for. Like they had the tankiness, but look at the minimap. You have Kunkka in bot lane, meanwhile Zai initiating mid. Instant TPs from Entity punishing him there, and then it's just a chase down. The fact that they have all this mobility. So Liquid, a moment of, I guess, greed?
Oh, and now it's going to continue the jump on him. Straight away, he's gone. huge burst for the epicenter. They take him down. Zai's dropped the arena. The Tobi's already got the sandstorm down. Zai's falling. Look, Crystallis, he wants to get in there, but MATUMBAMAN with the stone gates will hold back the chase, give space for Zai to reset, and now iNSaNiA's got the chance to come in with the grip for Tobi. Back in with the burrow strike, stops the ultimate. Avalanche is back up. Crystallis, he's taken down iNSaNiA. Toss him on a MATUMBAMAN. MATUMBAMAN, he's isolated and surrounded. He's trying to do that last bit of damage, but the cold stab comes in from Stormstormer. Fishman keeps his distance. Crystallis, he's going to keep punching in to the Medusa. Tobi jumps back in with another burrow strike. They get the kill. The blast comes across, will finish up the Aegis from Crystallis. But once again, Entity taking some fantastic fights here against Liquid. This time, Liquid putting even more of an effort into trying to do the team fight. But it just wasn't enough. They lose the big kills. They lose MATUMBAMAN. Entity starting to jump up to a lead.
That's the beauty of Dota. Like, one small marginal mistake of Liquid, that initiation conquer bottom, leads to Entity finding everything in the game that they needed. They kill the 3 heroes that aren't tanky. They instantly take tier 1 tower, get the Aegis, and it's that Aegis which finally allows them to lock horns against the Medusa and to take the fight to kill her off once again. So yeah, the Entity instantly capitalize on just the first mistake of the game from Liquid and suddenly get everything they want from it. And we also saw a little bit of the explosiveness where Skyruff with the Sand King, that combination, Kunkka steps up a little too much into Avalanche, into Burrow Strike, into, you know, the, the Mystic Flare. You are going to 100 to 0. You have to respect it.
Especially Tobi with the Sea Blade, nearly level 18.
Tobi in that fight as well, the amount of Burrow Strike.
Yeah, he was
200 HP, hitting a double Burrow Strike, you know, waddling away, coming back in, hitting another one, waddling away.
Just resetting perfectly, you know, time and time again in that team fight.
And this is now... Ooh, here we go. All right. We get to see an Entity on the aggressive. And they blow him up.
Do they want to jump miCKe? No, they're hesitating. Still rather tough to do, you know, with the SNY BKB in an Essence Ring. If they don't 100 to 0, gets the BKB off, then and the boat, suddenly things can turn around. So they've got to be very, very careful about how they jump the Kunkka if they ever want to.
I think just really nice heads up from miCKe there to look to go in, but then he's like, no, I'll join my team. I don't need to go for that creep wave. It doesn't mean much. And this is the beautiful aspect of the Entity lineup. If there is a window where Liquid are not in position, are not fortified in the area, Tiny, because he's a broken hero, can slap through your towers quite quickly, put an Alacrity on top of that, or even the passive Abaddon, the Curse of Avernus.
Tobi wants to go for this.
He wants it.
If he feels that it's clear to go for Zai, and Zai's not showing at the moment. If he was showing there, you know that Tobi and Kataomi would have gone for him.
Is he just going to try it anyways? Okay, now I just found something, alright. Zai just left, he's like, nah, I've had enough of this. Alright. Smoke up from Liquid.
Let's see if they can get the jump this time. Kataomi, I mean, it's not the big one.
It's quite a little one, actually.
Yeah, it is. I think Entity will be very happy with just losing the Sky after that smoke. Nobody else is going to get caught by this.
Ooh, it's nearly Harpy time. If you click on Skyruff Mage, he's doing the little broken build. He went for the Blink Dagger on Skyruff Mage for initiation. Then he's going for the Helm of Dominator to pick up the Harpy for that Vision. And Vision will be very key in this game with 3 Blink Daggers. Will really help you unlock the fight, so...
Yeah, and the Blink as well. I feel like it always feels nice on supports when you're playing against a Mars, right? You know, there's no longer Zai can just walk up, lay down arena and follow up with a spear. You see that arena, you're blinking out and the combo's broken.
It does change up the initiation from Zai. He's going to have to blink in, rebuke, into the spear formation of the arena. But that's something where you're so used to one style of fight, he's going to have to change it up. See the shard from Keeper Light coming to play TPing around.
How's Matu's items doing? Fadeless is done.
He's doing pretty well from
He's got that damage.
Yeah.
And so as you can see, BKB next. I mean, it's definitely a necessity. We are seeing, even with the Skadi Manta, the damage hurts. They've got a lot of magical bursts with that E-Blade setup for Tobi.
But also in this game, BKB, it's amazing for the bigger fights. But when Entity dictates the entry, be it a Burrow Strike into the Mystic Flare or the Epi with an E-Blade, BKB isn't going to help you until after the stuns have stopped being laid on top of you. So again, it is fundamental for this game, but I emphasize the key. It's about how Liquid sets up their engagements, because if they don't have the vision or the correct understanding of how the fight's going to be taken out, they're going to be already like half HP before this BKB's even popped, because of how explosive Entity is going to be playing. Cataclysm, Epicenter, E-Blade, Avatos, right clicks, Mystic Flare. Like I've just described, probably 5,000 damage that one hero could probably take within 3 seconds, 4 seconds. Everyone's really excited to be playing this game, of course.
That's the tense game. It's a close one, and you know, Liquid know that they've got themselves a bit of a tough situation to battle out of. You know, after those last few misplays and Entity capitalizing as much as they've done, it's a little bit more of an uphill battle that maybe Liquid expected after having quite a free time at the start with the farm that they had. And now down 5k against a very aggressive looking Entity. We've definitely got a pretty solid game on our hands here.
If you look at Stormstormer, he hasn't even like considered the Agnums yet.
He's chilling. He's been hitting a lot of creeps this game, Storm. He's farming nicely.
Two fiddy creeps he's been able to knock out the park.
I mean, yeah, keeping on par pretty much with miCKe's Kunkka. You know, that's quite something.
From the start of the game, the fact that he's been able to do that, it is pretty impressive. But
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Forged Spirits are pretty OP, but he's going for the Octarine. He's going for a more spellcasting style of Invoker. He wants to be present in all fights rather than going for the Cataclysm. I would love to see the Cataclysm at some point, but I think he understands that these fights are going to be a little bit more clutch and longer than just the one jump. He can rely on the sky to be that damage for now. I mean, always he can fall back for it if needed.
What is the plan now for Liquid? Because you can definitely feel they're very hesitant to try and push something themselves. They are very much scared of Entity's jump.
Well, you do have Zai with the BKB 9 seconds, so yet to be kind of used in a big team fight. I think as well, Medusa not sporting the BKB yet might be some kind of hesitance, because they've seen in the bigger fights how quickly they are blowing up. So I think
wait for Matu to get his BKB, really.
You see how they move around the map right now. This is very much either they're looking to make a smoke play, or they've been told we only fight with this item, so they are making sure they secure the item with the most defensive farm that you can do in Dota, which is 5 heroes following around. And this is just Liquid showing an immense amount of respect to Entity in how they can operate. Like, look at this. They've pretty much, like, every entry to this jungle is covered. Medusa's farmed it out. Quickly grabbing the wave behind that. This is
DD room for Crystallis.
You got the AC, the BKB. Yeah, he's.
Well, I mean, I think if you're Liquid now, you really want to try and avoid the fight.
But they saw that. They have the high ground ward on the top rune. Liquid is fully aware that this Tiny is coming looking for some clubbing.
I mean, yeah, he's gonna hurt. See if they can find anything here, Entity.
900 odd damage. Yeah, 963, I think it is.
They really want to do something with this Entity. Whoever shows.
Don't show. Oof. Okay, quarter left.
Yeah, they're being very careful at Liquid. It's a bit of a poke on Crystallis, but the well-timed blink. They're not even going to catch him with that.
All right, back to mode. Allow Matu to farm BKB. Unfortunately, the Sky's progression to Helmet Dominator wasn't as quick as I anticipated. I thought he might, eked out a creep or two, but we're actually quite far away. Wanted to see the Harpy one more time before it got removed. That's me expecting to hatch anytime soon. What am I about? Whoops. Forgot what day of the week it was.
And on Entity's side of things, Tobi's very close to having the halberd. So if they are quick with that jump, it's definitely going to shut down that initial return fire that Matu's able to provide.
Yeah, Medusa, Troll, these heroes that are, 4 protect 1 star. Halberds will always be very good. Pre-BKB. Can't dispel that off. Yeah, Liquid has really taken an approach to this game of farm, get item, make the play. If the play works, continue making plays. If the play doesn't work, back to farm until the next item comes around to convince themselves to go for another play, right?
I mean, because once they have the BKB on Matu, do you think that's going to be a BKB, let's group up and fight? Or is it going to be a BKB, now we can sort of farm a little more split on the map? Matu can push out on his own, he's got that safety. Like, do they want to farm the next item on him, or is the BKB enough? And is that the time where Liquid will try and fight?
The BKB has to be the timing of making a play. You know, Roshan respawning within a minute or so, it's going to be the smoke, the kill, hopefully get the Roshan with an Aegis advantage. You walk down lane, take the fight to Entity. But if that fight doesn't come, if they don't succeed with this BKB, Entity will get the Aegis, will have that advantage, and then we're going to be seeing the Alacrity Tiny sieging at the tier 3 with Liquid trying to find a way to then get some initiation. Both teams just poised outside the pit. Entity currently with the advantage with this high ground ward.
Tobi, he's going to start the jump. Going straight away with the Burrow Strike. Crystallis with the follow-up avalanche, but MATUMBAMAN's able to put the BKB. Lost Zai, Crystallis trying to get away from the Medusa. Fiend Script lockdowns there from iNSaNiA. Boat follow-up from miCKe coming down, but Crystallis is already able to get the BKB off. The loose Stormstormer. Crystallis with the tosses takes down iNSaNiA. Buybacks coming out from both sides. Crystallis continuing to try and fight on as he turns over towards miCKe. Tobi's in with the disarm on MATUMBAMAN. X mark into the torrent as they're focusing this Tiny, but Crystallis is getting healed up by the miscall of Fishman. Tobi's keeping Matu control of the back of it all. Crystallis, he gets the triple, and he's not done yet. He's ready to go for more. Turns his attention over towards MATUMBAMAN, who's been silenced. Controlled again by Tobi with the Burrow Strike. Ultra kill for the Tiny. Crystallis, he wants to keep going, but Zai's in with the BKB the arena. The E-Blade is going to keep Crystallis protected. So miCKe and Zai, they can't finish off the kill. Crystallis turns over towards miCKe, chasing him down. He's looking for that rampage, but miCKe turns the torrent. Doesn't matter, miCKe still goes down. As Entity keeping one another alive there, and the fight's not over yet. Zai, he bought back for this, but they've caught him under the tower. Double kill for Kataomi. As it's a team wipe plus more there with the 2 deaths on Zai. Entity, again, just proving to have this incredible team fight. I mean, we saw Tobi popping off there with the halberd, the stuns, completely controlling Matu, and the saves as well. Fishman just keeping Crystallis alive on incredibly low HP, allowing him to go to town one-on-one with each of the members of Liquid. Liquid just couldn't hold themselves together in the team fight.
Yeah, you've got to get up to Tobi and Crystallis. That was just a stellar performance from both of them in how they prioritize their spells and items to help each other out, but then find the necessary kills to convert the fight. Ignore the Medusa, kite her out with the supports, and then look for everyone else. So that was just perfect. But also, I think it was vision. Again, I mentioned this earlier. Entity, they're parked underneath a high ground hill ward spot. You have Liquid, the Medusa, and the Bane both walking in under this vision. Sanking instantly initiates, and then from that, Mars dies. Like, this was the perfect entry for Entity. Luckily, this time they have for the fortification to repel Entity. Next time Tiny gets to this base, you will be losing buildings.
Absolutely. I mean, already they're sweeping over towards... Matu's come out. He wants to get towards the Ancients. He does have backup coming in. Fishman's going to go for the TP out, but the X mark is there. He'll be left behind. As he'll also lose the Carrier. Fishman will be dealt with.
This is one of those rare games from Liquid where I don't think we've seen them actively make a player's 5 yet, where it's converted into a full 5-on-5 team fight. Every engagement, it's either been like, the first one was like Kunkka farming bottom, they lost middle. That happens, right? That happens. In this one, it was Entity, super explosive, picking off the Mars first, killing off the Bane, forcing Bane buyback. Mars had nothing. The Entity's done a great job at never allowing Liquid the ability to get their group up into 5, take a 5-on-5, where they most likely would excel with an arena and a boat and a grip with Medusa A-clicking. Like, Entity has never allowed that to happen, and Liquid just kind of... It must feel so awkward to be in this game right now, because every time they look to make a play, if they're not under their own vision, if they don't have a gem checking everything, they're just getting 100 to 0'd or just deleted.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
It's very difficult to play.
Radiant structures are fortified.
An Aegis on Invoker. He did have to buy back in that fight. Dying off to the Medusa at the early portions. Now he's going to be pretty excited to play in the next portion of the game, not scared that he's going to be dead for like 100 seconds or so.
It's just going to be one of those games where the question is, can Matu carry this once he has a rapier?
Ooh. What are we saying? We're about 3,000 gold away? Yeah, quite a ways away, but I'm conflicted. I don't know if the rapiers... I've not really heard a game where I'm like, wow, that's a good turnaround with a rapier, but It will help. It's going to help kill everyone else. This Tiny is somewhat unkillable. We've seen how with the Blink Dagger, he's able to reinitiate within the fight. With Satanic, I struggle to see him dying. He has 4,300 HP.
I mean, yeah, he's been doing fantastic, Crystallis. We've seen some top carry performances from him this game. You know, getting the Tiny as the last pick, as we said, you know, the fact that it was left in the draft until that point, it's only got to have meant that Liquid felt that it wasn't going to be an issue this game if Entity wanted to go with it. But Crystallis definitely proving that that was not the case here. 9-0-8, they've just not been able to stop this man.
Yeah, again, every time I'm on a panel or something about Crystallis, I do want to emphasize that when he first kind of played competitive, he was very kind of rash. He wanted to make every single play possible. He didn't really have the kind of the patience to wait. But now, like, he's on Entity specifically, it feels like he's finally found a combination of players that allows him to play his style, and also he's kind of matured into the role as the carry. He's not trying to do everything for his team. You see it in the team fights. He's kind of relaxed now, and that's what's allowing him to be 9-0-8. Satanic AC, literally everything he needs to play this game. So yeah, big props to Crystallis and his kind of just journey for DPC.
Radiant's
Oh, yeah,
bottom
indeed.
tower is under attack.
Yeah, he started in bait,
tier,
mate.
Tier 1, yeah.
Started in bait, now he's here in Entity. In bait, they do a really good job actually at finding these like top players. Think about Watson on Hellraisers. Yeah, props to bait as well.
Oh, there you go. There's your favourite.
Yes.
Harpy Scout. On the lookout. So now this is, I mean, yeah, we've already seen how well Tobi's been getting the jumps. Now it's going to be even easier.
It's going to be even
With
more
this sort of vision, you know, that you've got to be so prepared for this tanking, getting that initiation. Because Tobi's been smashing it every single team fight.
Just, yeah, it's ludicrous. And like, if you see the manner of this thing, it just doesn't stop. Look at that. Boop, boop. Look at it. +5, and it's draining what, like 4 per second, if that? Like he's near perma.
He's up there forever.
It's some percentage in numbers and stuff, but it's not big enough. Look at him. Like, I think right now, guys, if you want to enjoy Dota 2, you've got the Abaddon as well healing up. We saw cost 5, regions 5. All right, banging, cool. It's 1 for 1, cheeky. Look at the minimap. Look at this ball of light. They deleted the mango tree because stationary flying vision was too much. But now this, creeping into the base. Right,
Have a poke on the mid. They're going to try and punish this side. He's gone for the jump, but the counter plays in there with the burrow strikes out. Put the BKB and the arena down. The see Matu move in. He's got the damage to bring Fishman down low. That'll be the borrow time coming out. Over to the side, spear connection into the Fiend script. They've locked down Tobi. Tobi, he'll fall. As Liquid, they're forming together in defense. Crystallis, how does he want to try and take this fight? It's 3 versus 5 right now. Crystallis, he wants to go for it. He turns, they take down Zai. But the lack of control, so Crystallis will be able to back off for now. Just the 1 for 2. Aegis did time out there for Stormstormer. For Liquid, that was the fight enough that they needed. Did give them money now for Matu to finish off his rapier.
And the first time in the game that we saw Entity kind of bleed in a fight, right? It's the failed initiation, the Invoker not in the engagement, and Liquid at their base, under the comfort of their own sentries, able to protect the fight. Now, we were joking about the Harpy. If anything, it might have even been the Harpy that baited Entity into looking for that fight. And then we finally...
He's got it.
He's got it.
Matu's cleared it out.
Yeah. Where you belong, Harpy. Get out of our game. We don't want you. Too broken. Ice Frog, where you at? All right.
The question is now, with that fight going as decently as it did for Liquid, does Matu still need the rapier, or are you looking for someone else with the Demon Edge?
Nah, I'd still appreciate the rapier, because this game, they're still behind. Like, we just got to see a glimpse of how Liquid can take a fight into Entity, but that was off of the back of Entity just kind of throwing bodies in, you know, trying to get the jump.
See what the call is from Matu. He's saving up the money for now. Okay, he's bringing the courier out.
All right.
Bringing the courier out.
But it doesn't have anything else in it. So if it was like an MKB or something, yeah, this is rapier.
He's going to buy it. He's got it pretty much close to being able to have the buyback as well on top of it.
There we go.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Moment of truth.
He's still hesitating though. Maybe he wants to make super sure that he has got that buyback. Top of the 3,800 for the
Radiant's
relic.
bottom tower has fallen.
Again, the most likely option will be he'll buy the rapier, but he might keep the relic locked potentially. He'll play around just having the Demon Edge.
We'll see.
Or he'll keep the relic in maybe, or does he just complete it?
Oh,
Yeah, so he's going to lock the Demon Edge, keep the relic. Yep. Okay.
oh, big jump.
Massive jump.
And Crystallis is going to try and start the fight off. Matu, put the stone gaze. Crystallis is able to look off to the side. Now he'll put together the rapier, make sure that he has the damage to take down Crystallis.
Oh, that is... Oh, first of all, everyone's saying that was a lot of damage. But again, Entity, they've just loosened up a little bit. Now,
That was it was a very ambitious jump from Crystallis. He did not quite have the majority of his team ready to back him up on that. He saw 3 heroes grouped together. He wanted to go for the combo, but
it would have been beautiful if there was an Alacrity on top of him, maybe a Burrow Strike to follow up. That could have been like an explosive entry to run down the lane, but it was only 2 heroes. The Abaddon was your only supporting cast there. Crystallis.
I mean, for the great game that he's had so far, that one death there.
I cursed him, mate. I did. I literally praised him about his discipline, the lack of aggression, you know, and then
that move could cost him.
What a bounty!
Good old Dota. And then now MATUMBAMAN just bought a rapier. You blink, whoop, Satanic's on the menu. Very close to it as well. I would expect now he has the rapier, his thought process behind buyback is now gone, and it's just give me the item, right?
Survive, yeah.
Just let me enter the game. So wouldn't be surprised if this is a sell the treads by Satanic.
Radiant's middle tower.
You know, they're trying to poke, they're trying to force out the buyback from Tiny. 24 seconds.
I mean, are you buying back for this Rex, or are you letting them go?
I probably would let it go. Yeah. You got a lot of wave clear in your team. And if they wanted to buy back, they probably would have already set up the engagement a lot earlier.
And it looks like Liquid, you know, with that rapier in the hands of Matu, they don't even want to take the risk 5 versus 4. They'll play it slow, allow Matu to get that Satanic out and done for him.
Yeah, but this is the exciting part of the game. When Entity clicks on Medusa and sees Satanic, that is 100%, guys, she does not have buyback. She has fully invested into this.
They're smoking up.
Yeah.
Radiant are scanning.
Ooh.
Indeed, this fight could go drastically both ways.
If Matu dies, to GG, it's done, gone. So, all right. Protect Matu at all costs.
Matu's kind of on the front here. Tobi's going to start the epicenter. They've got the avalanche onto Matu. They don't want to jump in on this yet, Entity. Trying to scout things out here, Stormstormer with the Sun Strikes.
Nice little D ward. You know, vision's so critical in this game. Both teams fighting for this hill. Liquid, of course, giving it up eventually. Retreating to the next hill. Have they placed wards here? No, they haven't. Okay, so this will be most likely a full retreat. At this point in the game, Dota has just played around the hill spots and another smoke up. Do they have vision to complement? Okay, they have 1 ward available on the Bane. Looks like they'll be doing a big sweep. Knowing Liquid, they won't enter through the front. They'll make sure they get a little bit deeper around the back, get the high ground ward out, and take the fight around that. You see them cutting like super deep.
Oh, it's a big... And they've hit him with the scan.
And Entity is ready, though. They've postured quite nicely to cover all initiations.
We'll see if Zai wants to just go for the blind initiation.
Oh, but they saw the Illuminate, so kind of giving it away a little bit.
They'll smoke up for a second time. Keep it going, Liquid. Try and get the jump. A little towards Stormstormer. Holds on to the BKB there, relies on the blink, and he's got it. So
the discipline to go for that, like the option of BKB or blinking out, like, oh!
I guess he sort of feels that he can play that way though, because buybacks are ready. Entity, they're going for the Roche here.
And those scan available.
Quite far away.
But they're going for it.
I mean, Stormstormer's just trying to keep Liquid held back away from this area. It's already down to half HP with the Alacrity on Tiny. He's taking it down pretty fast. Stormstormer just guarding the pit. I mean, Matu, he's being held back. They're doing this perfectly, Entity. Oh, let's Zai. Zai's in. He's going to look for the steal. Zai grabs the Aegis. Grabs the Aegis. And let's see if Liquid can make a fight out of this. The arena's down. Crystallis is trying to get out. The grip to the side will get put to a stop. Crystallis still trying to run. The Stone Gaze holding them back in the pit. Crystallis in trouble. He's getting very, very low. Turn with the avalanche. He'll toss away the Medusa. Try and run from this, but miCKe has the control. X-Mark drags back Crystallis. Tobi up to the high ground, but Zai has got anything to stop it. He does. The spear's back up. Zai will be able to catch out a third. No, Zai's been having a tough game, but that move there, that jump, getting in, grabbing the Aegis, grabbing the cheese, and setting up for Liquid to take a solid fight around the Roche, and now get this push coming down mid, which is almost certainly going to force some buybacks out of Entity.
They got a buyback. This is a Rapier Medusa. This is going to be someone happily hitting on the tier 4s, looking to end this game. And you mentioned it as well, like Zai struggled a little bit with initiations this game, but in the right time, in the right moment, gets the Aegis.
I mean, it's classic Zai, you know.
Classic.
Sometimes when he's having a rough game, he makes that one move and suddenly everything's all right.
He got the cheese too, mate. He got a 2-for-1 deal. Oh, he's got the cheese. He's got the Aegis actually, doesn't matter, mate. Tanking it.
It's going to go down the once. Still holding back on the buyback from Tobi. So if they want to try and do something with this Stormstormer, he's got to put the BKB and run. Heavy damage coming in from Matu. Matu trying to commit, but with the Ghost Walk, Stormstormer's able to stay out of harm's way.
Oh yeah, we get to see it again. Gets in, walks in, grabs the Aegis, backpacks the cheese. But no, the start of that, it was exceptional from Stormstormer. The way that he kind of like bodied the entirety of Liquid, preventing it. They just missed a little bit of damage to be able to take away the Aegis for themselves. Yeah. And now...
I mean, Matu just able to get into a perfect position there. Just blocking off any escape from the pit. So boxi as well with a great blast back. Crystallis was just about to get himself away and round the Medusa, but boxi knocks Crystallis back in the pit, leaving him no other opportunity than other to stare straight into Matu's eyes.
But this is like finally Liquid, they've struggled for like 40-odd minutes to get a fight like this. And now at the Roshan pit, they got it. All off the back of Zai's initiation. Items Galore, Medusa having, you know, complete freedom to do what she needs to do in the fight. Entity, from a failed initiation mid to a very optimistic jump bottom, just kind of threw the game back the way towards Liquid. Dota is like one mistake and the game can swing. This is, yeah.
iNSaNiA, this is it. I mean, it's a close one still, you know, this is what we want to see. 48 minutes in, just 2k gold in it. You know, the Medusa Matu is still insanely fun, but you know that Liquid is going to continue to be very, very careful about how they approach the second lane of Raxit. It's not easy.
He can't really get any bigger, to be fair, mate. He's got
Moonshard, right?
Mate, he's topped out. He's got the old Moonshard. Like, you could probably argue Manta's on the way out, but yeah, he's big. 40k gold. Yeah. Oh, sure, he could eat the Ags too. Yeah, that's a good point. But no, he's at tippity top shape. The question is, Liquid, they've been afraid of the explosiveness of SK plus Sky, and that hasn't changed. You know, the game might have changed with how they've taken fights, but when Liquid needs to go aggressive, needs to park themselves at a tower and siege into 5 heroes, Medusa can still die. So they have to be careful. It's why you see Liquid kind of posturing on the fringe, you know, like hoping to find a stray entity hero, like awkwardly running, or hope that entity smokes into them. You don't see Liquid just aimlessly running towards the towers, because that type of play might put them in a difficult position. That's the stray hero.
It's a scary spot for Kataomi.
He's dicing with death there. Of course he's smoked up, so he's gonna have to...
Stormstormer as well, nearly getting jumped.
You gotta give it to him. Like some teams right now, they'd be parked in their base. They'd be waiting for Liquid to walk it down the lane to set up, but Entity, they're skipping waves aggressively. They're looking for the pickoff. Because if Liquid's afraid of it, then Entity, they can play into that fear. They can still posture aggressively and get the pickoff needed.
Definitely having to be the most careful on Crystallis right now. Still 4.5 minutes until buyback's back up.
All right, Zai's inventory now looks a little bit good now. I'll talk about him. Before this, it was just Blink, double bracer, brown boots, and a BKB. I didn't really want to give it too much screen time, but now,
he's turned it around, Zai.
It's real good. Rags to riches in the story of Zai. Got a refresher, the gem, the cheese. Yep, look at that. Yep, you can see that there.
Yeah,
that was the big comeback.
Recovery around that Roche pit. Yeah. I mean, I would imagine your temptation for Liquid is going to be waiting for the next Roche.
It kind of feels like that. Like, it really does.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I mean, if you're Liquid, every fight they've won, it's been them reacting to an area in which they can correctly initiate, or they've been ran into and they've just popped BKB's A-clicked. They've yet to succeed in an engagement where they've had to go to a tower. Like, they're pinging it off now. This is going to be the first time that Liquid might even attempt it, but they're so hesitant. They're like, oh, guys, we die here, we give up the rapier. They throw the game again, so a lot of discipline right now, not looking to take more. to wait for that next Aegis.
I still say, look how rich Stormstormer is.
Everyone's rich. Look at the net worth I win.
But yeah, this is.
Oh wait, other than Bane, all right. Poor lad, 7.7k gold.
You know, iNSaNiA's chilling.
Yeah.
He don't need money.
What's he actually looking at?
Sentry.
He's actually so rich.
The support line.
For a POS 5, he's living the dream, the Force, the Aether. Buy Mat gold as well. But no, jokes aside, we're looking pretty good. But no, he is the MVP for not dying or giving away gold.
But yeah, the Ag's blessing, it's pretty, yeah, he can get it purchased. Stormstormer still have that buyback.
Oh, we get to see some cataclysms. Was that also a... Or am I just missing that? Was that Tiny buying? Okay, the Tiny wasn't buying it. My old eyes got debated for a second. Yeah, he's buying Nullifier. I thought he was getting the Ags too. I was like, oh, God.
They really want that rush because they Liquid.
Yep.
They're waiting for that.
They don't want to
They're going to wait this out. But still going to be a bit of time. Only 1 minute until it potentially can respawn. So, you know, ladies and gentlemen, grab yourself a drink, something to eat. Put your feet up. We'll be probably chilling until that next Roshan.
Honestly, mate, you could literally make a cup of tea in this time and come back, and nothing would have changed.
Well, don't say that. Someone's going to go away, come back, the game's going to be over, and they're like, my goodness, I missed the best bit because of that tea, governor.
Oh, that's their fault for listening to me. Most of them are muted at this point anyway, so it's all good. But yeah, honestly, it looks to be Valve's fault for doing the quick respawn on Roshan, not my fault, you know. I'm factoring the 2-minute Roshan, the long one. Yeah, Liquid.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Ooh.
Oh, here we go, though.
They're actually looking, all right.
Oh, they're going to get the jump on Tobi.
Yes.
Straight away, Zai, he'll put the refresher in to get the second spear and make sure they can continue to lock down the Sand King. Tobi's gone.
He has buyback, don't forget.
Let's see what Liquid can do with this. 90 seconds that they have the opportunity to try and force out a buyback from Tobi.
If anything, this is going to be the, we finally got a kill. Massive props. There's some nice lingering vision in the air from Liquid to punish that farming. What's that? Oh, it's a cup of tea respawn. It's a long one. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Put the kettle on, Chief.
Yeah, we got a bit of time here before Liquid's going to feel that they've got that pickup that will provide them the opportunity to have the strength to go high ground.
But Liquid, Entity aren't going to give them the opportunities because realistically, you know, in pub speak, this would be there's one hero dead, smoke across the map, sweep through the jungle, prevent them from farming.
Well, Matu.
Ooh, he's actually rather alone.
Yeah, he's a little away from the team, but you know,
no
they're not falling for that Entity. You know,
it takes around 2,000 tiny leaves to make just 1 pound to finish team. Team thoughts for oh, thank you. Yeah, yes.
There you go.
Oh, that was a nice little trivia.
Tea fact for you all at home.
If you want good tea, though, you do need to check the temperature of the water, of course. You can't just put like a bog standard 100 degrees into the cup. You need to make sure certain teas need like a 70, 60 degrees, some need 94. So it's honestly an art.
No,
just like waiting for Roshan is also an art form. And a patience required.
It's a lot of patience. But 1 minute 10 seconds. Woo! That's when things are going to kick off. Who's that with loads of money? It's Matu, right? Got 11k gold.
What's he going to buy? He's got 11k gold. He's probably going to have.
I mean, I guess he's going to get the Ags blessing from the next Roche.
Yes.
If they even give it, are they going to give him the Ags? Who's going to take the Ags? Maybe even miCKe probably. Right, would you rather?
True, if there was a lore-based game, turning Tiny into Further Stone probably isn't too productive. But no, I'd like Medusa to have the Ags.
Entity's coming out.
They're going for it. Oh, they're killing the Harpy. That's very early
BKB. So he's going to have to chill out now.
He has Refresher and Quick Buy.
Crystallis is chasing.
Oh.
Now that the BKB's been used, Entity want to try and go for this side. We'll turn for the arena. The Cataclysm, with the meatballs just coming down onto Medusa. He's been disarmed for now, so Matu can't turn and fight back. They've got the toss-up. They're burning Matu pretty low. Again, the disarm's just really rendering this Medusa completely useless for now. He's out of mana as well. Matu's got to be cautious. As Crystallis, he's stepping back in. He's held back by the grip. He needs help. Is anything from Fishman? And there's the shield just in time, keeping Crystallis alive. Healed up as well by the mist oil. They'll get Crystallis pretty much back up to full HP. Matu, another Mystic Flame coming crashing down on his head. He'll be get another burst of mana from the Keeper of the Light, but he's still being surrounded. Good spear inside, locks down Crystallis, deafening blast again, pushing back the Medusa. Matu just can't attack. He'll put the Manta style, the arena from Zai holding back Crystallis from him, but Matu will still fall. Tobi's back in with a burst strike of the Sandstorm. There's triple kill for Tobi. He's going to keep it going. They're over towards miCKe. miCKe slapped down by Crystallis. Crystallis jumps up.
He's back.
side. He's ready to chase for boxi. MATUMBAMAN. This is a Tiny ready to go for more as he's on top of MATUMBAMAN. MATUMBAMAN, he needs help, but he's lost two of his heroes. Both miCKe and iNSaNiA down for 2 minutes. Zai desperately trying to bail him out of this. He's got the BKB backup, pots the Satanic, but without the rapier, does he have enough damage? He's trying his best. Crystallis still, he's getting constantly sustained by Fishman. They can't kill this Tiny. Matu's surrounded. They'll see boxi slide himself away, but Stormstormer's going to be in with the catch. Jumps up, Tornado to finish him off. Matu all on his own as Entity. They've got everybody up and ready to clean him up as well. As Liquid, everybody dead. Multiple buybacks used. They've got no buybacks left. As Entity now 35k up. They're going to be able to take this Roche. And with the rapier in the hands of Crystallis, I mean, that's almost, it's game right, T. There's no coming back from this.
Look at that. That is 5 diebacks. 100% this probably should be the game. But the Entity, that was incredible. The fact that that fight started with so many disarms kiting out the Medusa, the Satanic, the Matu tried to get something out in the fight.
He couldn't get a hit off.
Like, we were talking about what item he's going for next. He had Refresher. That was like, if he had Refresher, that could have been a little bit of a changer, but so many clutch plays in that fight from Entity. Like, no highlight reel can do that justice. You'd have to watch the entire thing back because they together, Fishman enabling Crystallis, Tobi preventing MATUMBAMAN, Stormstormer pumping out every single spell in Invoker's, you know, spell book. That was...
I mean, it's sort of a combination of what the Halberd on Tobi, the Deafening Blast from Stormstormer, the level 25, Tobi's got the mischance on the Sandstorm blind, and there it is. GG's called, and see, they will take this game 1. That was... They got to be very proud of themselves there. It was... Some of the best